Episode 6 of The Skirt is brought to you by Archive, your favorite place to shop for pre-loved, secondhand, vintage, designer handbags, accessories, and shoes. I know Sam and I talk about Archive a lot on the podcast. The podcast wouldn't exist without Archive. Every episode is filmed in the Archive showroom. You can go to www.archive.shop to look for your dream secondhand bag. We say this all the time, but it's better for your wallet. It's better for the planet. Check Archive's website out every Wednesday. New bags and accessories drop at noon. Welcome back to The Skirt. Sam and I are excited about this episode because it's the beginning of a new series. Today we are doing brand stories, and we're going to tell you about the infamous Fendi sisters, one of our most beloved brands, and sort of just a comprehensive, super quick history of the brand and some of its most iconic silhouettes, including the baguette. If that sounds great to you, hang around with us, comment, like, subscribe, and we hope you enjoy. Thanks for being here.
Hello. Hi. Welcome to The Skirt. This is episode 6.
Holy crap.
Crazy.
The wind is going insane right now.
Yeah, it's gnarly out there.
It's a windy month.
Uh-huh. Hello. Welcome.
Hi. Oh my gosh. Okay, so we're on episode 6.
Yes, we're back.
We're doing another 30-minute episode.
This is a series episode.
This is a series. Oh my
Yes.
gosh. We're starting a new series.
Yep.
It's called Brand Stories, which is pretty self-explanatory.
We're going to deep dive
Yep.
into Fendi.
Yeah, we're going to start with Fendi. Obviously, iconic baguette.
One of our favorites.
One of our favorites. Also, we say this every time, but in case you're new here, we are filming in the Archive showroom. And if you don't know what Archive is, it's a small business Sam and I both work for. It's kind of how The Skirt came to be. And we sell pre-loved designer handbags and accessories. So
A ton of baguettes.
a ton of baguettes.
Uh-huh.
If you are looking for a pre-loved baguette, check out the stuff in our shop because we have so many good ones.
Yeah.
Honestly, I might hop up at one point and like get some of them.
We should
to
show
show them on camera.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we decided that we needed to throw a series in so Sam and I aren't just like blah, 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 blah about random stuff, even though we like to do that.
Yeah.
And so we're going to do brand stories because there are a lot of great brands and a lot of good stories. So let's see what happens. What's the rundown that we got to do? Like, comment, subscribe,
Follow.
follow.
Up here. Follow The Skirt. Follow Archive. Follow us on YouTube, Spotify,
TikTok.
Instagram, TikTok, all the places.
Oh yeah, you can listen on Spotify now. I think we mentioned that in the last episode.
Go do it.
Definitely, if you don't want to watch, I mean, I guess, whatever.
If you're
Just
in the
kidding.
car,
I'm just
if you're driving, that's really the only acceptable excuse.
Subscribe in both places, rate it, tell us if you love it, tell us if you hate it. Comment what you want us to talk about, comment all your thoughts.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the lowdown. So today we're doing a brand story and it's Fendi, which I think is really cool and applicable because for those who don't know, Fendi has been a 4-generation fashion dynasty
Powerhouse.
of women,
Badass women.
which is really cool.
Mhm.
So we're going to get into the story today. We're going to show you some baguettes and
History.
yeah, and maybe just talk about like our faves.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Okay, cool. Well,
Should we start with the monarch,
yeah,
dynasty queen?
Adele.
Yep.
Adele Fendi and Edoardo Fendi. So Fendi is an Italian fashion house. I believe their very, very first boutique, which was in the early 1900s. I should have written the date down, but I didn't. It's like 1920s maybe.
Yeah.
Their first boutique was in Rome,
Mm-hmm.
and it was a fur and leather shop.
Yeah.
So that's really cool. Adele and her husband opened it together, and from and some of my research, I read that Adele was really like a master fur craftsman.
Mm-hmm.
So she was doing stuff with fur. That must have been like a Pavlov thing where I just saw you adjust, and I was like, I
Gotta do
also
it.
have to adjust. Yeah, I think at the time she was doing stuff with fur that wasn't being done before.
Mm-hmm.
It really started as like a small, humble boutique.
But people always loved them.
People
like
loved
even
them.
before they were the big
Mhm.
Fendi that we know now, they were still like people were going there. Like
Yeah.
she was She was always great.
Wealthy people would travel to Rome and would hear about this boutique, and they would buy all of their luxurious furs there.
Hmm.
And so that's kind of how it began.
Yeah.
Eduardo and Adele had 5 daughters. And
Crazy.
that is insane. They became known as the Fendi sisters. So their names are Anna, Carla, Paula, Franca, and Alda.
Those are all so cute.
I know, and those are the 5 Fendi
We should put a
sisters.
little photo of them up here because they're so adorable.
They are, and there's so many great photos of them all together because they really ran Fendi through, I mean, most of its major history.
They were a powerhouse. Like, they all did different things from what I gathered.
Mhm.
They all had their own individual role.
Yep.
But they all still kind of like worked together, even independently though. But I think they killed that shit.
I'm certain that when they were really young, they had, a huge part of their lives was being in the boutique or
Yeah.
around the boutique, watching their mother, cut and treat and sew and style fur by hand,
Mm-hmm.
and it really being a part of their upbringing and their eventual legacy.
Yeah.
And so,
Did any of them marry?
I believe so. I don't know who specifically, or honestly, if any of them didn't. But I think I remember reading that. And also later in the brand story, we're going to come across probably one of the most important of the Fendi women, which is Silvia Venturini Fendi.
Is that
I
Anna's
hope I'm
daughter?
saying that right. And that's Anna's daughter.
Okay.
And she created the baguette. We'll get
Yeah.
into all of that.
Yeah.
But I watched this crazy video on the Fendi sisters on YouTube that was like super clickbaity, and it totally got me because it was like the drama behind the Fendi sisters.
Was there drama?
No!
Yeah.
It was like, it's hard to work with your
Yeah.
family.
They were like, they got annoyed of
Well,
each other.
Yeah, they're like, sometimes opinions clash.
Yeah.
And it's like, duh.
Yeah.
But, I think we talked about this too. Dial it back. Celeria.
Oh, yes. So Adele, the grandma now, was the mom of the Fendi sisters. She started the Celeria line, which you said was the first like leather that they made.
I think it was one of the first popular
Mhm.
true lines to come out of
Yeah.
Fendi.
Which they're
like an
still
OG.
doing.
Yep.
One of my favorites.
It's a pebbled leather, if I remember
It is
correctly.
pebbled. And I remember reading something that it was like meant to mimic the texture of like calf hair or horse hair or something. Like there was some meaning behind the texture. But I love Celeria.
They have big stitching. When I
Uh-huh.
first started at Archive, and this is so funny because we used to work out of a house before we had a showroom in Cincinnati, Ohio. Message us on Instagram if you want to come hang out with us because you're welcome anytime.
Please.
We started in a house, and all this stuff, all the bags, all these bags, we were half the size that we are now, which is still an insane amount of inventory. And I sort of had no idea what Archive was about really up until this point. And I remember the first couple of days that I like helped unpack stuff, which is like Christmas morning. If you
It
love
was literally Christmas.
style and fashion, you're
Uh-huh.
unpacking like insane designer bags.
Yeah.
Just by the
That still
Tons.
might be my favorite job.
Mhm.
Like it's not even my job, and I'm like, I want to unbox stuff.
It's like a surprise.
Yeah.
It's like Christmas. And you're like, oh my God. And there were Celeria bags that came out of, I just remember Celeria and Fendi Pequin, which is one of my personal favorites. I love it because it's a little steampunk. I'll put it up on the screen.
The checkered one has become my favorite. The checkered
love
Pequin, yeah.
The checkered Pequin.
Mm-hmm.
You know I'm a stripes girl.
Yeah, no, it's like quiet for Fendi, but you still know it's Fendi. It's just so good.
Yeah.
I love that line.
And this is totally an aside as well, but in one of these fabulous pictures of all the Fendi sisters, they're sitting on a Pequin couch. And it's these big, chunky, brown stripes. It's beautiful.
We should put up a photo of our freaking Fendi steamer.
Oh my God, the trunk.
Pequin trunk.
Yep.
Yeah. It's like one of one, custom,
Mm-hmm.
Fendi Pequin trunk, super
Insane.
old. Yeah, that's like one of our coolest Fendi pieces.
We're about to make domestic shipping on the website free because we're finally like at the size where we can offer that to our customers, which is really cool. But Gabe and I were talking about it, and he was like, we just have to pray that someone doesn't buy the Fendi
Oh
steamer
my
because it
gosh.
would cost us like $500 to ship.
It's huge.
It's
Like,
it's so massive.
It's huge.
It's a collector. It's an antique collector's item.
Oh,
Like,
yeah, it's
are
crazy.
is a buyer using it theoretically? I don't
No, probably just like decoration,
Yeah.
like coffee table vibe, or you know how we have our setup. It's just cool to have.
It's so cool.
It's a flex.
Honestly, we are kidding. We do hope someone buys it, of course. But if we have to ship it with the free shipping,
Yeah,
it's okay. We would do it because we
We'll do
love
it
you
for
guys.
you.
Yeah.
if someone really wants it.
Yeah. But all that to say, the Fendi Pequin and the Celeria were just some of my most favorites. And I don't think before I started here, I knew about designers as, of course, I didn't know as much as I do now.
Mhm.
And I was kind of being opened up to this world of collections and pieces and styles and silhouettes that I had never known before. And that is where part of my love of Fendi like really started. Because that's one of my favorite brands.
And their vintage stuff is amazing. And it lasts. I mean, like they're still making vintage styles, but even the quality of like the vintage ones, I mean, it's good stuff.
I know.
Yeah.
And I know their fur. This is a whole other topic that we'll have to talk about at some point, but it's worth talking about found furs. Like, I know there are a lot of people who are against wearing fur, and I completely understand that. That is like a personal preference. Buying fur firsthand in this day and age would probably be really hard, and I don't know if I necessarily see the point of that. However, I am a fur lover.
There's a lot of fur out there.
There's a lot of secondhand fur.
Yeah. Yeah.
My favorite bag that I've ever gotten from Archive Shop is the zebra calf hair Fendi bag.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a found fur, but it is just like...
Yeah. It's a Fendi, all Fendi fur, obviously. That's like their thing.
Yeah.
But all of their calf hair bags, all of their like rabbit fur, they're just so cool.
It's the pony hair, the calf
Yeah.
hair stuff is like
Unreal.
It makes me drool.
Mhm.
I love it. And I love animals too. Don't come for me.
Don't get me wrong.
Yeah. So they started as a fur atelier.
Yes.
Which, okay, this becomes really important and interesting. If you love designer bags and you like Fendi, you, or not, I don't know, if you get on the internet, you have probably seen the Fendi logo.
Yes.
Which is the double F. So one of these things that this YouTube video that was like Fendi sister drama was talking about was when Karl Lagerfeld joined the brand as creative director in 1965, I believe. And this apparently was a little contentious, which of course it would be. If you have 5 sisters who are trying to decide, some wanted to modernize, some wanted to really keep it almost like a heritage brand and keep it true to its roots, which not that they didn't do that anyways.
Yeah.
But yeah, Karl Lagerfeld came on and he is known for designing their iconic logo. And that's the double F, which actually stands for Fun Furs.
I mean, it would be hard to bring anyone in, like after you've been operating just family owned for so long.
Totally.
But all things aside, you know, aside from Karl Lagerfeld being like hella problematic, I think it was the right call.
Absolutely. Karl Lagerfeld did insane things for Fendi. He really modernized their furs. Like, I know he's known for creating really iconic silhouettes. Just doing fur in a way that hadn't been seen before on the runway. Really, really pushing it. And, you know, Fendi, with the level of success that it had already garnered just being a family brand, I mean, at some point, luxury fashion houses have to, you know, start as just designers.
Yeah.
That have to get to a point where they either accrue enough money on their own or they get backing.
Yeah.
In order to expand into these massive luxury fashion houses that they are today.
Yeah.
And Karl came on and he sort of, you know, he did that, which all to say, you know, the double F, it was hand sketched. Karl Lagerfeld's kind of known for those hand sketches. And he would send sketches all the time. You know, when he was in France, he would send them to Italy, to Fendi. They would get lost in the mail, sort of this like hot mess situation. And he designed that logo right before logo mania started to really blow up.
Was that in like 90s?
I would
Early
say
2000s?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He probably designed the logo, I don't know, maybe 70s. I wish I wrote it down. I don't know. 70s or 80s? Because the logo was obviously already designed before they came out with the baguette.
Yeah.
Because it has always appeared on the baguette.
Mm-hmm.
But even while Karl Lagerfeld was at the brand, you know, Anna had her daughter Sylvia, and she came onto the brand as head of accessories, I believe.
So they worked together, Karl and Sylvia.
Yep, 100%.
Yeah.
And, you know, that sort of leads us into baguette territory, which was like, I would say, what we know to be as popular culture, the catapult for Fendi into mainstream and to sort of have this like really well-known cultural legacy.
That is like their it bag.
That is their it
They have
bag.
a ton of styles, tons of leathers, whatever, things that we recognize them by, but that is it.
That's their bag.
Yeah.
And so what I read was that Sylvia was really inspired by women in France who would carry a loaf of bread under their arm.
A baguette.
They would carry a baguette.
I love that.
And so she created the baguette bag, which seamlessly tucks under the arm. It's the bag. Hold on, let me grab some. Okay, so this does not even scratch the surface.
We have like
of what we have.
Yeah.
So we've got, let's do classic Fendi baguette, which is like, okay, this is my favorite.
Yeah.
But this is the classic baguette, and it was meant to just like, yeah, it just like tucks under.
Also, fun thing about their beading, like to this day, they still hand bead all of their bags, all of their, you know, anything that they have. So even new ones like this, I mean, this isn't too new, but that's all hand beaded.
I mean, that is like
Stunning.
the most fab ever.
Yeah.
So you have that incredible. Obviously, this is like leather.
Lambskin.
Yeah, it's so soft and amazing.
Yeah.
So cute. And then there's the double O logo.
Our classic, babe.
Thanks, Karl.
I can take some.
Maybe the only thing that you're good for.
So true.
And that's, what is it, Zucca?
This is Zucca.
And this is Zucchino.
Yes. Zucchino.
But anyways, then they had the Mama baguette, which was a later silhouette.
And
this is the mini.
Mini Mama baguette.
This is a fave.
We got it. Wait, you got to grab the sequins. The mini black baguette.
Oh, I forgot about that one.
Yeah.
And we also have the large pink baguette.
And we have the mini croissant.
So cute. It just makes sense to have a croissant if you have a
Yeah. Yeah, you got it.
But it was all about getting it to tuck right under. Here, I'll give you the croissant. Right under your arm.
That one is absolutely wild.
This is a newer one, isn't it? So this is a mini
baguette.
Yeah, mini baguette.
Yeah,
okay.
A little two-way.
So there was a classic line, which any of you Sex and the City watchers will know, but essentially part of the reason that Fendi had this catapult into popular culture and a ton of its fame, Carrie obviously wears the baguette, you know, a million times. But I believe one of her first scenes where she's carrying it, she's probably talking to her friends, and she says, "It's not a bag, it's a baguette." And from there, it was history.
Yeah,
She carries a croissant, too.
This little guy is like, it's so unnecessary and so not functional, but it doesn't matter because it's so cute and perfect that I would carry one of these. You know,
It's so cute.
just hold your phone.
Yeah.
Carry it.
Yeah. Hold your phone in your own hand.
Yeah, no, you're not putting
You
anything
can't,
in here.
unless you have like a flip phone,
Yeah.
which we could go back to, and having one of those in a croissant would be like
Freaking adorable.
next level.
Yeah. Goodies.
So anyways, Sylvia, genius, who
She
also
did it.
created the peekaboo
Uh-huh.
and a bunch of other really popular Fendi silhouettes, she made the baguette. And then Carrie wore it and talked about it. And that was really like, I think Sex and the City aired in 1998. The baguette was made in 1997, made its debut. And the rest was history for the baguette.
And Sylvia's still kicking it. Like, she's still creative director.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they had, who was it?
It was, why am I blanking?
Sam Jones.
No.
Sam Jones is from Sex and the City.
Something. It was, no, I don't know.
We'll have to put his name up on the
He
screen.
left like last year,
Yeah.
but
And he was a creative director. Oh, this is an important part of the history that we didn't talk about. Another drama between the Fendi sisters, probably not really regular bullshit. There was a point in time, and I believe it was maybe, I don't know. I want to say it was after the creation of the baguette, but it was maybe before. Because I think all 5 of the Fendi sisters were a big part of it. So actually it's probably before. But they sold 51% of their company to LVMH.
oh yeah, I remember you telling me about that.
And LVMH owns, I mean,
Everything.
luxury-wise, I would venture to say, I don't know for certain, but I would venture to say that they probably own portions, if not all of several luxury houses.
Do you know why they did that?
Probably the same reason that they brought on Karl Lagerfeld.
Yeah.
Just modernizing and needing funding and backing. I know for a fact that when they sold that portion of to LVMH, flagships, massive flagships popped up in popular markets all over the world. So like, Asia is a really big Fendi market, and I know flagships were put up there. Here in the US. All kinds of stuff, and they probably just needed more funding.
Yeah.
And you know, they, as far as like a legacy brand, they're really still,
They're true to themselves.
they are, and they're still really known for what they started as.
Yeah,
for being
sure.
big players in the game. Their quality is really great. We still love a baguette. We still have consumers in the luxury market who are paying full price for Fendi items constantly. You know, we're still seeing them on the runway. So they have a really interesting history. But 4 generations of women, because I believe it could be Sylvia's daughter. Again, I'm not really sure. I feel like I should have taken more notes, but whatever. There is another Fendi woman who now works at the brand as well.
Another daughter.
Yes. Of someone.
Wonder if they ever had any sons.
I don't know. If they did, they're irrelevant to us now.
Bye.
So it's a 4-generation family run, women at the helm business, which in this day and age is really important because we only see, for the most part, male creative directors of major fashion houses. Yeah. Some really beloved. It would be cool to see some women designing women's wear.
Absolutely. Please.
But that's a topic for another day.
Yeah.
That was like rapid fire. That was like
1993,
That was like a rapid fire Fendi brand story.
It's okay. They got what they needed to hear.
Yeah. I mean, Fendi is like it's one of my faves.
We love them, clearly.
Clearly, we have so many.
Yeah.
One day I'll own this. Thank you very much. One day I'll own this. Thank you very much.
There's so many more, too.
I know. It's so fab.
Yeah. Well,
I guess that's our brand story. Okay, let us know if there are brands you want to hear about. Like, do you want to know the history of Bottega? Do you feel like that history was comprehensive? Do you think it was told? Do you think it was screamed at you so fast? Because if you do, that's fair.
you can give us notes, but also, do you care about the history, or do you want us to deep dive more about, like, you know, current things about the brand? Like, you know, let us know what you guys want to learn about, hear about.
It's only a matter of time until you get on the Skirt YouTube and you see Fendi sister drama explained.
No, we should. That's what this one's going to be called.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I think we should.
It'll just be like pictures, cutouts of us like this at each other.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, good.
Yay.
Well, I think that's all we have today.
Easy.
What time are we at?
6 minutes left.
Oh my God, hell yeah.
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay, sweet.
What's your favorite baguette in the shop? Let's do that to close.
Okay. Well, okay, it's not here anymore. I'll say that.
Oh, the beaded.
It was a reddish orange beaded Fendi baguette with dark brown leather.
Yep.
Strap and little front piece.
It was stunning.
And I think silver double F. And that was my favorite of all time. I'll find a picture and I'll put it on screen.
So would you consider the croissants part of the baguette line?
That's a really good question. Probably to some extent, but it also is its completely own style because we have croissants that are full size as well.
Okay, well then I have two. I know that's cheating.
No, it's okay.
But the true denim minus the beading, not that I don't love the beading, but whenever we get just the plain denim baguettes, chef's kiss.
Classic.
I love those.
Gorgeous.
And then if a croissant counts, that medium croissant that we had, it was zucchino, so it was coated canvas. But I like the canvas ones, but it was like the perfect size and shape. We can put a picture of it, but oh my God, that was like
So cute.
my dream.
Yeah. It's a fabulous silhouette too.
Yeah.
I love it. They make
Yeah.
great bags. I mean, my Fendi zebra bag that I have, though, I wear the crap out of that
Yeah, that's a
thing.
perfect one.
And I really, really love pony hair.
Oh my God, the cow print one that we had. Do you remember that
one?
Yes.
Ugh.
That might have been one of my favorites.
That video, there's a video of that bag on TikTok that still gets likes like every day.
Oh my God, you posted that and someone was like, I'm buying that right now.
I know.
Like, give it to me. Didn't even make it on like any of our platforms.
I'll put a picture of that up
Yeah.
as well.
That was stunning.
What brand should we do next?
I think we should do one that's not as expected. Like,
Okay.
don't do Gucci, don't do Louis.
Maybe we should do Bottega.
Let's do Bottega.
Because honestly, Bottega has been around for a really long time. It's a brand that I don't know enough about.
Yeah, I want to look into it.
And I think that Intrecciato is like their thing.
Yeah.
Like they were the cornerstone of the Intrecciato weave.
And we're seeing that everywhere.
Everywhere.
TJ Maxx, baby.
Oh, yeah.
No, yeah, Gucci does.
Gucci has a woven
Uh-huh.
bag like that.
I'm sure there's others too that, try to do the weave.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, good. Bottega for the next one.
Okay. What else do we need to tell them?
I mean, follow us again. I know we already
Follow
said
Archive.
that.
If you want any of these or more, go to Archive's website. I'll put it up on screen.
So much on there.
Follow us all.
Follow us on everywhere.
Please.
On all the places.
Please, sir, we beg you.
Please.
So,
Like, subscribe.
comment, and that concludes our first rendition of Brand Stories.
Brand stories. I want a little jingle for it. Yay.
Cool. Thanks, guys.
Bye.